Hello and welcome back to the Casual Fanatic. This is another episode of Snapshot. Today's game, Liverpool Madrid. I hold my hands up. My bad. I predicted a 3-0 Liverpool win. And look, after 15 minutes, I think people were going to start to comment and start to say that I'm a genius. It didn't turn out that way. And there's so many things to address in this game. And I just, first of all, let's have a look at the basic stats, right? Actually, let me give you some of my take first. First of all, I don't think this was a game where Liverpool were necessarily bad to start with. The setup was solid. They went back to that 4-3, pressing high, sending Robertson high up the pitch, playing in the way that Liverpool we've known them to play. And it was such a big part to having Henderson back in the midfield. And Fabinho started the game okay. That definitely was not how it ended though. But then Klopp's persistence. I understand the idea to play Joe Gomez to cover for the fact that sometimes you wanted to build up in the 3-2-5, and then he wanted to allow Trent to come inverted and get those chances where he'd be able to play the balls into the back post with Gakpo and Nunes. Understand that idea. But Gomez is bad. He's not a good football player. He has pace, and that's about it. He's not aware. He doesn't scan. He doesn't have a good defensive reading of the game. He's not a good. Doesn't time his tackles well. He's not a good passer either. He's not composed. He's not a leader. He's just not a good center back. And I don't know why he went with. I know why he went with him, but I don't think it was a good decision to go for him. Instead, especially once you got the lead, playing Henderson a slight bit deeper. I understand you still want him to press high and you want him to be on the ball, but you want him to be on Modric. That's the most important thing, really. You want him to press Modric, but Modric is so hard to press that what you need to do is disrupt him off it a little bit, because he is so press resistant. He never loses the ball. He's able to play it around wherever. He has the most incisive passes. But you were able to nullify for large parts of the game Benzema. You were able to... Rodrigo, I don't even think participated in the game. Camavinga wasn't even getting on the ball much. Valverde wasn't getting on the ball. Of course, there's still Modric. He's one of the greats of all time, right? He's an all-time player. So he's always going to be dangerous and it's always going to be difficult. But I think there had to be micro adjustments there by Klopp that just weren't there. I think Liverpool lost this game. Individual brilliance from Vinicius, from Modric, and then just errors, mistakes, and bad game management, especially when they were 2-0 up. And then when you went 2-1 down, those errors, you just can't have them. Not when the team's in this kind of form, this kind of mental capacity. You can't have mistakes like what Alisson made. And also, Gomez should have dealt with it earlier. Shouldn't have let it run the first time. But that's another thing. That has to be Alisson's fault. I understand that. I just want to keeping pressure on Gomez. But yeah. And then another thing, Klopp, you can't let your team come out like that. Concede from the worst corner ever. Completely free. 2 minutes after halftime. Where's the focus? What are we doing here? Like, I was getting visibly angry, especially at how Klopp was tackling this game. And then you wait so long to make the substitutions, even though it was very abundantly clear that Gomez was not in this game. Gomez was getting destroyed. Gomez was a problem. And then another problem we have is Gakpo. What's his purpose right now? What is he providing? I understand that there's some decent ball striking. He might be a little bit decent technically, not really, but he's so soft. He's not fast. He's not strong. He doesn't get himself and make himself available at times. His link-up play is not great. He's a little bit slow to release the ball. What is the point? To me, minute 50, the second, right after you see that goal, see the next 2-3 minutes if you can regain control. But the team was all over the place. It was hectic. At that point, you bring on Firmino. You drop Henderson a little bit deeper. I understand that sounds counterintuitive, but the idea is you drop Henderson a little bit deeper. You let Firmino also share the responsibility of going after Modric. You have to share that. So in different phases, you have Firmino pressing him, and then you have Henderson pressing him. And that also negates for the fact of Henderson tiring in the game with the age that he's at. That's something I would have done. Also, you would have had to hook off Gomez and bring on Matip. You saw when Matip came on, he was much more solid. But then again, that was a different stage of the game, so I can't really compare that because Matip has had some poor games as well recently. I think Salah waned a lot in the game. I think he became really out of the game, but that's what's been happening with Salah. Is what the team's not performing. His mentality is just attack, get into the spaces so that I can score. That's Salah's idea at all times. But that's not very useful when you need some ball retention in those situations. They needed someone to be, honestly, a player like Anthony, in the sense of he'll retain the ball, he'll recycle it, he'll work it, he won't be dispossessed, he won't force the ball forward. That's what you needed in that situation. Just calm the tempo down, regain some control in midfield. Because tonight's Madrid midfield, without Toni Kroos in there, without the Chouameni, that was a team you could have had the advantage against Madrid in that midfield. That's what I was talking about before, and I thought they could have gained advantage in the midfield. And I think it was a Klopp error that they didn't. The staggered midfield with Henderson playing higher and Bajcetic playing lower on the left just didn't work out. Because I don't think you needed to adjust for Valverde that much. I don't see Valverde as a midfielder that is able to, doesn't have that range of passing yet, doesn't have the understanding of the tempo yet, doesn't get in on the ball and influence the ball game as much. Let's have a look at the stats. I know that's the general first views. I'm going to assume Liverpool still had a pretty good game in terms of XG, and I doubt Madrid had that many more chances. Champions League. Yep, here. 5-2. That's crazy. Well, in terms of attacking influence, Liverpool had the majority of it for throughout the game. Madrid was just the counterattacks. Literally, every time they had an attacking influence, it was goal. Let's see the XG. Where is it at? Yeah. 2.01 for Liverpool, 1.66 for Madrid. Yeah, honestly, as expected. And it makes sense. 9 shots each, 6 for Madrid on target, 5 for Liverpool on target, 2 blocked for Liverpool, 1 blocked for Madrid. I do want to give credit to, I think, Militao. Militao was really good for me, at least from what I was watching. Let me see him. 90% pass accuracy, 53 out of 59, 73 touches. 2 out of 4 ground duels. He had 2 tackles, 4 interceptions, a block shot, 2 clearances, and a clearance off the line. Yeah, that's a very solid. 6 out of 9 long balls completed as well. He had a very solid game. Also, I want to give credit to Nacho once he came on to replace Alaba. I think he had a better game than Alaba did. 1 out of 2 long balls. He was progressing the ball well, had a key pass, 87% pass accuracy. 3 out of 9 ground duels is not great, but it is tough against a lot. But 4 interceptions, 4 clearances, 2 tackles. But he was dribbled past 4 times. Maybe he didn't have as good a game as I thought he did. I think Vinicius was so influential, so difficult for them to deal with. That seems harsh. Andrew Robertson getting a 5.9 for rating. I thought he offered something going forward. I think his final delivery was really poor. Yeah, 0 out of 4 crosses, 1 out of 2 long balls. But I think he was dribble attempts was good. 2 out of 3, 86% pass. He was getting on the ball in dangerous areas. He was playing very high and wide. He was offering that width. Also, I think it was a mistake to whip off Nunes when they did. You take him off, and then you also bring on Milner to deliver the same ball that you wanted Trent to deliver, but he's just a worse delivery on it. And then you're starting to deliver those balls when you take Nunes and Gakpo off. The actual size, well, forget Gakpo, but Nunes at least. Fabinho, again, just not technically sure, not comfortable right now on the ball. I think it's causing them a lot of problems. They need 2 or 3 midfielders minimum in the summer. I think Bajcetic, there's potential there. There are some things I really liked about him. Let me just have a look at him real quick. 77 pass accuracy, that was kind of my problem with him. 8 out of 12 long balls is great, but he doesn't hit them with enough zip for me. That might come, though, with age. 5 out of 7 ground balls. That was the part that was very impressive from him. 4 tackles, an interception. The way he contests things, the aggression, the way he dives into things is great, in my opinion. I just think sometimes the passing is a little bit lazy, a little bit too ambitious sometimes. But he was picking up good areas. He was getting in dangerous positions. It's just wasn't the right decision making, and he's a kid. It's hard to really question him on that. Well, Alisson had a 4.6. Well, that's to be expected. 4 to 5 long balls though, no ground duels contested, 92% pass accuracy. Like if it wasn't like the error leading to goal, of course, was the problem. But other than that, I don't think he actually had that bad a game, Alisson. Well, you can't really say that when you concede 5, right? But it wasn't really much you could do with them. And the last player maybe we should look at here is Modric, of course. 86% pass accuracy, 69 touches. It's less touches than I expected him to have on the ball. 3 out of 4 dribbles completed, 4 out of 6 ground duels, 2 out of 2 aerial duels, an interception, a tackle. Wow. Yeah, he's just elite. He's world class. He always has been. He's always all over the pitch. And the fact that he can still press, create, control tempo, dictate possession, it's incredible to see at 37. And also the commentator said like the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard in my life, which was, should Will Toni Kroos be able to get back into this team next? Bro, it's Toni Kroos. What are you talking about? Do you know who Toni Kroos is? To me, he's still. I still rate him higher than Modric. As a career, I think he's higher than Modric. I think he's more influential, more important to the team. I'm not saying he's more talented than Modric per se, but I think he was more influential for the Madrid success. I think he's so important. Look at him. Let's see. Okay, it says 3 minutes played, but it was with stoppage time, so like 7-8 minutes. Yeah, 23 touches, 22 passes, 19 out of 22 passes. It's just you came on, you just see the composure. Everyone wants to play through him. Everyone wants to pass him. He's just that safety for everyone. And once he came on, I was just watching him because the game was over as a whole, right? And you just watch him 6 scans before he's receiving the ball. Always seems like he has time with the ball. He's not a physically gifted at space or anything, but he always has time, always composed, always calm. He's a special player, special understanding of the game, space, tempo, and how to control and dictate a midfield. It's really a masterclass. In general, this tie is over as it is. I saw on the other leg as well, Napoli-Frankfurt. That was also seemed, at least on paper, especially once that red card came into play, there was nothing that Frankfurt are going to get out of this tie. You'd expect now Napoli to be able to progress from this. Let me just have a quick look at the statistics. Yeah, 2.83 expected goals. They missed a penalty, even 18 shots to 5, 10 to 1 on target. Yeah, this was never really a tie. I expected maybe a goal from Frankfurt, but again, the 2-goal difference made sense for me. In general, another episode of Snapshot. I'll make sure to do this in the next big game. Please comment, let me know what you think about this. Do you like the format of how I react to the game, just raw, look at the stats with you guys and everything? Let me know. See you on the next episode. Bye-bye.